From broke to boss, I flipped the script. Super Trucker Podcast got me fully equipped. Left the noise behind, now I'm stacking green. Voyager Nation made me live the dream.
Safety as a scapegoat.
Yeah, I mean, social media loves playing the blame game. Always somebody's to blame. Usually they want to blame a company culture or some kind of oversight. But I do want to say one thing, man. A lot, if not most of the problems that are being highlighted right now on social media, whether it's English proficiency, unsafe driving and all these things, they have been happening for a very long time, for as long as I've been in trucking.
Yeah, so all these problems that are highlighted right now, and actually more coming, but most of those problems, in trucking, we don't have a lot of problems. We probably have like 5 problems.
But we make them count, right?
Yeah.
Like, let's go. We're going to have a problem. Let's have a fucking problem.
Yeah, because it's 80,000 pounds of problem. Every freaking problem is 80,000 pounds of bone-crushing steel, man.
Oh, man.
All right, so basically, we have 5 problems in trucking, right? I'm not going to mention all of them. Let us know in the comments below what 5 problems we do have in trucking. But these are the 5 problems that we had in trucking since my day one in trucking that started about 25 years ago. These are the same problems. The solutions are actually very, very simple and easy. But I think the biggest enemy of trucking and trucking safety is actually the inconsistency, this blame game, because it always, who regulates us? At the end of the day, probably politicians, right? Or governing agencies, based on the statistics, based on the loudest voices.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you just stick to that, you're always chasing not the real problems and not the real solutions, but you're actually chasing
the flavor of the month.
You're chasing shadows and dust. Like, there is nothing tangible there. And let's just bring some examples, by the way. Like, some of them may or may not be one of those 5 things, because we're gonna let you guys to decide, because you guys are in the trenches, right? So you know what the biggest problem for you is in trucking, or at least give us 5 in the comments below. I would highly suggest everybody to jump in the comment section and participate, and kind of let's start a real conversation. But let's just debunk a few. For example, one of the problems, right? And it all comes down, why we haul like cheap freight? Not us, like you. Us, we only haul like good stuff. But because we are not united. We're never going to be. All this talk about, I can't believe we truckers can never get together and solve anything, because we can't. Let's just embrace the suck, because we can't. Other people can. The shippers, we can hold the ground together. Even the brokers, probably the most hated by shippers and us. Even though, like, not me personally, I love my brokers, especially the ones that pays, those like $5 a mile loads. Not the ones that like $1.50 that everybody else holds. But everybody hates brokers. But at the end of the day, brokers are more united than us. Brokers have deeper pockets than us. Brokers have better connections than us.
Brokers can share a platform, even when it's like, even think about it, when it comes down to freight guard.
Yeah.
Like, that only exists because they collectively respect the platform and can hold the ground.
As a matter of fact, now that we are on the topic, there are, I think, 2 websites that recently popped up because I'm getting a lot of notification emails from them. It's kind of like the carriers side of the freight guard.
Okay.
So now the carriers can go in and report the brokers.
Oh, here we go.
And when I'm just about to celebrate, like, finally somebody did a good job. And I think hopefully I hope that right now we're just hoping for engagement, and later on we're gonna clean it up and make it into something that's actually gonna work. But as of right now, the reason here at Voyager we're not subscriber to that thing, I may read some comments there because we're funny, but we're not gonna subscribe. We're not gonna sign up for any services. I don't even know if we have paid services. I think right now it's just like sign up and kind of thing. Because we're still looking to grow. It is my understanding. Again, I'm just speculating. I'm just telling you what I see on the email. And basically, but I clicked on a few of those. And once you go into, let's say, okay, new report on a bad broker. Okay, so let's click on it. And man, like, I thought the brokers are full of shit. But when I read some of these complaints from the trucking community about the brokers, man, I love the idea. I think, yes, we in trucking should have that shareable platform to actually eliminate the bad brokers. Just not too long ago, we got like $6,000 worth of freight with somebody that could have been avoided.
Yeah, for sure.
And now we kind of on the hook. We're chasing our money at this point. And something that I was so happy about, and now I start reading it, and it's a shit show. It's a truck stop gossip. It's not anything tangible.
It's all feelings, man. Like,
yes. So, for example, if there is a rate confirmation, we coach our dispatchers and we force them to follow those rules. That every rate confirmation needs to be reviewed. And if there are any strings attached to that rate confirmation, let's say a lot of accessorial charges. Let's say if you're late, it's this much. If something happens, it's this much. If you don't make a morning check call, it's $50 per check call.
Yeah. I could get laundry list
and
stuff.
And sometimes it becomes a laundry list, just like Christian is saying. And now, like the I'm not gonna say don't work with that, but me personally, if I was a dispatcher, I would not take a load like this. Or I would get the broker to remove those accessorials. And for some of you that says, oh, but that's impossible. Yes, it's possible. Maybe in different market. Maybe if more of us pushing the same direction. But yes, if everybody is saying it's impossible, it becomes impossible. Because if I'm going to be the only one demanding the broker to remove those accessorials, I'm not going to get a load and somebody else will. And then we're not going to read that rate confirmation. Then we're going to hit by chargebacks, which I agree. Like, some of them are totally unfair. This is why I'm saying, like, if you see some nasty shit there, just don't do the load. Just call them up and be like, I'm sorry, it's against company policy. Even if your company is one truck, you're the owner, you're the driver, you're everybody. It's a company policy. I didn't see it before, but now that I got the rate confirmation, I see you have a lot of things there that unfortunately outside of my control. Company policy cannot do loads like this unless you can remove it.
Is that what they were complaining about on the?
So, and again, that's something that most drivers or whoever the people are posting those comments are complaining about. So, for example, there was like, they charged me back like $150 for being late. Most of that stuff, based on my experience, was on the rate confirmation. So here our approach is simple. I can suggest my owner operator. I'm going to say, listen, because most owner operators, we're only going to look at the rate. We accept it. Everything else was taken care of by dispatcher, and that's how it should be. If you don't have a dispatcher like that, give us a call, 863-342-5171. Our dispatchers will take care of you. So now somebody didn't read the rate confirmation, special instructions, and now we missed, let's say, late delivery, $150. I usually see it as like, it depends. Some customers can be that pain in the butt.
Right.
But a lot of times, when the rates are rising, that's a broker's way to get some money back of what they're going to lose. Because it's easier for them to charge back a guy who doesn't know how to read, because that's going to be legal and valid, at least in the law, on the law side, than to go to the customer and renegotiate a deal and potentially lose a customer. What we as a carriers want, we want them to fucking go there and negotiate.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is definitely a tactical strategy that they're using, because a lot of times it doesn't even happen immediately. You only find out because it's an underpayment.
Because, for example, if sometimes we put like $100 for non-tracking or $200 for non-tracking, whatever that may be. and then you never hear from them until 2 months later when it's finally time to pay, and we're sending you the payment. You get the underpayment saying the load did not track. My natural question right away is, so was it about my $200 or was it about tracking? Because if it was about tracking, why didn't you call when you saw that the truck is not tracking, and why didn't you tell my dispatcher something like, hey bro, your driver is not tracking. That's a big problem. The customer is asking for it. We need to have it. Boom, problem solved. But no, for the most part, it's nice and mellow until it's time to pay, and then it's underpayment, and then it's legal. There is nothing in the world besides the bitching on some website like I just mentioned that you can do that can change anything about it. So even though I wish those websites well, but unfortunately, we here in the trucking community, we're not helping ourselves. So we need to have a little bit more restraint. And restraint, like in that specific situation, would be read the notes, then before you even dispatch your driver, call the broker back, get some, either if something that you cannot do removed, or talk to your driver and discuss those fees and be like, look, bro, I got this really good paying load, but it's $250 if you're late. Can you make it legally?
Yeah, for sure.
And now if a driver says, yes, I can, all right, but I would still add a stipulation. I would still call the broker and be like, look, bro, if we late because we just didn't feel like going, I understand that. That's fair. But if we late because the truck broke down and we lost a couple hours here or there, I need you to either change it or remove it, because I want to make sure that I'm not going to get this charge back if my truck has a tire blowout and now he's late for 2 hours and I have all the receipts to prove it.
But they mean nothing.
And then we mean nothing. Sometimes it can be a very specific situation. Let's say you're delivering to a construction site. I understand that when it's a little bit difficult, but then again, if you want a guaranteed service, hire FedEx. Mm-hmm. And pay the FedEx price.
Yeah.
But if you're hiring the carrier like us, you got to understand that it's probably going to be a truck that's assigned to this load. If it's going to break down for a little bit, most likely you're going to have to wait for that truck to get fixed. Unless it's something extreme, but if that's extreme, I need you to let me know before we even pick this load up so I can mitigate the damage.
Yeah, for sure. So
or I can let the owner-operator know, look, this is a very good load. We're getting paid more than everybody else. However, there is a problem. If you're late for any reason, because it's going to construction site and we need to hire people to be there at that time, and we're paying for every minute of these people being there to hand offload you, what do you want to do? And then you as a business owner make that decision. You say, you know what, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Or you know what, let's play it safe. Let's move on. Let's not mess them up. Let's not mess our own week. Because a lot of times it can mess up your week, because now that the team is gone because nobody wants to pay them to sit around.
Right, yeah.
And the next time we can get back is next morning. And that's sometimes the best case scenario.
Owner-operator partnership is very real. I got tons of guys who are making $4,000 take-home. Learn how you can do that by giving me a call at 863-342-5171. We are conveniently located in Lakeland, Florida. We are a Florida-based trucking company that is here to provide you resources to be successful. So once again, it's 863-342-5171.
So a lot of that was exactly that. People just bitching about things that, based on my experience, we should have known before that happened to them.
So it loses, and I mean, that's the thing. Then the platform loses its luster, loses its power to make a difference or to even cause a change, man. It just becomes like this. It's almost like, you ever seen, I've seen on social media, let's say a receiver or a shipper would post this a nasty gram right on the window. Drivers don't ask to use the bathroom, don't ask to do this, don't ask to do that, and love management. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not even going to try to agree with that or any of that. I am just saying though, we need to learn how to navigate and stick together, right? So I'm pretty sure somebody put that sign up there because something happened.
Yeah, that another thing, and now somebody's in the feelings, and now we need another shoe to drop to change their mind because
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, everybody's people.
Yeah.
And now the driver who's delivering your shit may need to take a shit, and I'm sorry, man. Like, what the fuck do you want him to do?
For sure, but now, but so that's what I'm saying. So even acting, using the platforms and sticking together in a way that we can resolve issues.
Yes.
So if we kept that website clean of just bitching and bickering about minuscule things of that magnitude, but rather really can share like, hey, this broker, although pay on time, one small incident withheld payment through factoring company.
Because I would also like, if I was the creator or runner of those websites, right? I would say I would allow document upload for people to review.
Yeah, for sure.
And the worst thing that you can do as a carrier right now, and that's not going to help these companies, just go there and vent. That should be the last resort that you want to go for venting, because that's just gonna take all the credibility away from those websites. And now it's only gonna be good for venting. It's gonna be like feel good place that you can go there and talk smack about the people that did something to you, deserved or undeserved, instead of actually solving problems. Because if we can make it count, if all those complaints can be very rare but very, very real, what's that gonna do? That's gonna now take people like here at Voyager. If I wouldn't see those nonsensical complaints where people are in the feelings, we would be a subscriber right now. Every dispatcher would have access to it. Every dispatcher would be mandated to watch it, pay attention to it, and make decisions accordingly. But now I cannot, because it's all full of gossip. And now we're just gonna be saying no to a lot of good freight because somebody who doesn't know jack shit about dispatching, how to run effective business, how to manage the trucks, are now in their feelings. So if that was tangible, and let's say we hit some problem or like end of the road of some problem solution with some broker, and everybody would be very, very reserved on the postings and very detailed with all the proof and everything. Now every post would actually work against the broker, because if I'm as a carrier, if I see one complaint but it's documented, rate confirmation is there, bill of lading, the no feelings, just facts description, now you got my attention. I'm reading it. If I see 25 bad reviews talking about, how you hate them because they touched you inappropriately, like by the time I'm hitting like third comment, I'm already zoomed out and I'm not even fucking reading it.
Well, I think even like that sticking together, I think there was also a missed opportunity, in the recent days, man, like at that USPS where, they were like, hey, no facility is ever going to, we're not going to load anybody with a non-domicile license, right? And that was good for about 2 weeks or so. And then like, no, just let them go ahead. Okay, great. But here's the problem. That was supply and demand at its best for us to take advantage, or those carriers that have that contracted freight. That was the moment to charge more. That was the moment to only show up with what they asked, the proper people with the proper equipment, proper documentation, but it will cost you more as it should. And that was that we could have stuck together, but no, we are actually at their mercy, and we're allowing them and empowering them to tell us when and how high to jump. And that's the problem.
Yes. Again, first of all, I would say allegedly, because I was checking on that story, and apparently it was in the freight waves behind the paywall or something like this. There is currently, it is my understanding, or at least based on the 5-minute short research that I've done, there is no official statement of the USPS or in their loading handbooks, or nowhere near that. There is no official statement saying that this is the rules, this is how we're going to act. So I think it was just like maybe one article or maybe one interview or a video, I don't know what it was. On the freight waves, I don't know how much value it has. I didn't read the whole thing, but when I did some research on the fact checking, there is no official USPS statement on it. So it could be, you know, like take it with a grain of salt.
But even so,
but at the same time, yes, I agree. We as a trucking community, now if we already going for stuff like this, let's use it for our advantage. I don't see no drivers to getting like, you know, raising their forks and saying, you know what, I'm not picking up USPS load this holiday season. And let them feel the pain. Now, oh, you want those drivers? Cool, you can have them.
Yeah, because even, okay, so I even, you know, again, it's out in the social media. So true, not true, it doesn't even matter to me. Oh, let's say when they had Oklahoma, like they were bagging all those guys coming in and into the state and whatever for immigration and all that, right? Even if it's not real, okay, boom, it hits the media. That's enough to influence any truck going to that market should be paying him premium. So now if we all stood together, we would be charging the brokers an arm and a leg to go, not anywhere, to there.
Yeah, because like, look, like we do not have a single driver here that has that non-domicile license. Like, I don't even think we would qualify here because like, I never seen the non-domicile license. However, even if like, let's say, I don't know, you all think like I should just fucking go home, but regardless, like as American, even if I'm dispatching my, let's say, American born and bred, like blue-blooded driver, right? And if I'm negotiating with a broker right now, I'm still using the talking points like, bro, we got all my Mexicans deported. I need a little bit more money now.
Yeah.
I'm still going to use it, even though I may not have a single guy that falls in that category. And I'm still going to use it against the broker.
Yeah. So I would even say how many guys have been out there and they ask you to now send a picture, a selfie of the driver in the truck, right? Well, guess what? I have yet to hear anybody say, oh, yeah, there's a $75 service fee for that.
Operators looking for the best business owner opportunity, look no further. I got all the programs that are going to make you successful. Everything to operating from 2 different fuel cards, top of the line trailers with a maintenance program that is unbeatable, to plates, insurance, you name it, we got it. All you got to do is give us a call, 863-342-5171. Learn more and get started.